Welcome back to another reaction to There was a cute girl in the hero's party and I tried confessing. Episode 2. It seems to have isekai elements for whatever reason. We are now an adventurer trying to become more famous or whatever, be in a better standing so we can provide for our potential wife. I don't really know where this is going to go. It doesn't seem overly comedic, doesn't seem overly action, doesn't seem overly romance. So let's see in which direction this show wants to go. Okay, we go a little bit in action, probably adventuring because we are now adventurer D rank last time. So we have Basilisk, Cockatrice. What was the difference? That looks like it was stone. Cockatrice versus Basilisk. Cockatrice, Basilisk are distinct venomous deadly gaze creatures from European mythology. Basilisks are primarily reptilian, snake, toad, hatched by a rooster. Whereas cockatrices are primarily avian rooster snake hybrids hatched by a serpent. What's the fuck? Basilisks are reptilian snake toad hatched by a rooster, and cockatrices are hatched by a serpent. Holy shit. But yeah, cockatrices are mostly bird with snake, and basilisks are mostly reptilian. With wings? Seemingly. Let me check a picture for basilisk. No, mostly snake. There, these are the basilisk I have in mind, which is also similar. It's so the main difference seems to be cockatrice is a bird with a snake tail or a snake part. Meanwhile, a basilisk, at least the picture I have, is also very bird-like, but has a snake. It doesn't have an extra animal part. Like the cockatrice has a snake tail, which is a snake at the end of the cockatrice and at the end of the chicken. Meanwhile, basilisk has a snake tail, not a snake at the end of the tail, which has a mouth and eyes and whatnot, but a snake tail. At least these ones. So this would be a cockatrice. Because the end is a whole snake instead of just the snake tail as a tail. Additionally, it seems like a basilisk would be like a brown chicken, and cockatrices are most often a white chicken for some reason. How did you get these? You just fried the chicken. Oh, it's fine, I guess.
クレイマンのやつ1週間はかかるって言ってたけど日帰りで余裕じゃん。
I mean, this would explain a lot more how he was able, how Kramer at least said that from F to E takes like 3 months. It's not necessarily that the jobs are so difficult, or you need the time. It's mostly the going to the job, doing the job, coming back takes maybe like a week per job. Meanwhile, he was able to do 4 of these per day. So let's say average doing a job takes 2 weeks. So he does 4. This is like 2 months, or maybe it takes a week to do a job on average. And he did like a month's work in 1 day. So that would explain why he got promoted so quickly. It's mostly about the travel, the logistics that take a long time. Getting to going back. That is a demon. How is he still alive? And they seemingly attack him. I assume they know it's, it's the demon.
シーク、俺だ。
隊長
よう、元気そ
Also weird that we have like a fairy as a demon.
うだな。
Sure.
おお隊長だ魔族を狩りに来た冒険者かと思ったよ
隊長
生きてた
ハピネス、デューク、お前
Happiness. Really happiness? Not happiness?
らも無事だったんだな。
隊長
はい、
今まで
ミネルヴ。
突然いなくなるし魔王様は倒されるしで心配してたっすよ。
そ
そんな人間みたいな
な。
姿になって角と翼はどうしたんすか。
今話すから落ち着け。
隊長いなくなってデュークに心配してたもんね
余計なこと言わなくていいっす。
隊長説明
ああ。隊長こと陽気は勇者パーティーの僧侶に告白して振られて今は人間として冒険者やってる。
魔族の
隊長が人間
俺はもう人間の陽気として生活しているんだ。お前たちも好きに生きろ。いいな。
おお
So the horn, does it have any power? In some of these, kinds of shows, the horn has some kind of relation to the power of the character. And losing the horn may reduce that power. Additionally, he's like, you can live however you want. I mean, the knight, sure. The fairy guy, I don't know how you hide your wings, but good luck. Harpy, yeah, you are fucked. I mean, you don't have arms. So,
やっす。
unless humanity has accepted these, maybe these are like demi-humans that are normal in humanity.
いや僕もやだ
隊長についていくっす。隊長が惚れた人間にちゃんと会ってみたいっすし。
You want to meet the human you fell for and kill her. I mean, talk to her.
無理だって。人間の世界なんだぞ。
Yeah, where do you expect them to go? Demons are gone. Human world is the only thing left.
正体も隠さなきゃいけないし。
隊長にできるなら
Again, Night Guy, 0 problems. He can. Or Dullahan. Fairy Guy, I don't know. You could rip off your wings. I feel like that is very... That would hurt like a motherfucker. And Harpy Girl, yeah. That's a lot of feathers. And even if you get rid of them, who knows if you have a real arm below that?
俺たちだって。
大丈夫だよ余裕
そこまで言うんなら、お前
How they start being a party together.
ら覚悟はできてるんだろうな。
So there were a lot of things going on. I mean, it looked like the hero may be getting together with the other girl, which would be nice. It also showed that somehow these characters are going to hide their real selves. Okay. I see our boy kneeling down. It showed, I mean, this looks like that he wants to get together with her. She's not really going to accept that until probably the end of the season. We also saw some other demons which had like a human child. So that is interesting. We also saw some, fights against some other creatures and our boy being or trying to play the mob, similar to like Eminence. But we will see how much of that is going to be true. And there seems to be something big is going on. I'm assuming there was like a guy with, which looked like a Power Ranger. So I'm assuming that is our boy hiding himself and some kind of enemy. We will see in which direction we go. And how they try to hide. Again, Harpy Girl is the one that has the hardest time to hide, right?
最低ですね。
What do you mean?
女の子になんてことを。いくら人に変装するためとはいえ、ハーピーの羽をすべて抜いてしまうなんて。
おっしゃる通りです。俺がバカでした。
反省してください。優しい。おお。
So they got rid of her wings, how? Did you just pluck all the feathers? And I mean, I'm assuming she consented, maybe? How else are you going to hide?
皆さん、陽気さんの元部下というお話ですが、魔族には見えませんね。
本当っすよ。俺がデュラハン。ハピネスがハーピーで、シークがピクシー。俺がデュラハン。ハピネスがハー
Happiness. Close. Happiness would be a better name, though.
ピーで、シークがピクシーっす。首を外してお見せしたいっすけど、鎧と兜をくっつけちゃいましたからね。
そうなんですか。
デューク、お前はおしゃべりでデュラハンっぽくないんだよ。昔は無口だったろ。
それは隊長のせいっすよ。
え？
最初は隊長のこと嫌いだったんすけどね。
どうしてです？
隊長は引きこもりで有名だったっすからね。上官のザイキル様から出撃して人間を襲えって命じられた時も、
この部屋から出た方がいい。俺が俺でなくなる前にな。
ザイキル様曰く、陽気と話すと疲れるって。それ以降ほっとかれたらしいっす。そんなの魔族としてありえないっすから、俺が力ずくで隊長を正してやろうとしたっす。でも返り討ちにされて、いろいろ吹き込まれて、今の俺になったっす。
今は陽気さんのことずいぶん慕っているんですね。
否定はしないっす。ハピネスやシークも。あれ、
二人どこ行った？
まさか屋敷の方っすかね。
We did see the pixie playing around with the mom. So I could see them just stumbling across the mother.
あいつら、セシリア以外に正体がバレたらまずいこと分かってるよな。ハピネス！シーク！
どこ行ったっすか？
シーク。
あら、この子は陽気くんのお知り合い？
Again, this could have been where he's going, oh yeah, it's my child.
友達です。
そうだったのね。
すみません。そいつ迷惑かけたりしませんでしたか？
大丈夫よ。私子供は好きだから。さっきまで庭を走り回ってたから相手をしてたんだけど、遊び疲れて寝ちゃったわ。
お母様、シーク君と一緒に女の子がいませんでしたか？
ええ、
I'm assuming she's with the bait.
その子ならソフィアが連れて行ったけど。
あなた筋がいいですね。その角度を忘れないように。
承知。
お嬢様に陽気様。新人メイドのハピネスです。以後お見知りおきを。
やら。
ハピネス、なんでメイドに？
ソフィアさん、その方は陽気さんのご友人ですよ。そうなのですか？
事実。
申し訳ございません。てっきり今日来る予定の新人かと。
あ、いえ、こちらこそお騒がせしました。ほら、ハピネスも着替えた。
拒否。
え？
就職熱望。
お前メイドになりたいのか？
I mean, why not?
使用人宿舎の案内がまだでしたね。
That is what it would mean to, integrate into the human realm, get a job, have somewhere to live. Easy.
それじゃハピネスも頑張
I'm assuming that Armor Guy is going to be like a night bodyguard. The Pixie? No clue.
るっすよ。
いいなあ、このお屋敷で暮らすんだ。
努力。またいつでも遊びにいらっしゃい。陽気くん。
はい。
あの子ね、ソウルの仕事に加えて勇者パーティーとして偉い方とのお付き合いもあるから、最近ろくに休んでないの。明日一日お休みを取らせるから一緒に遊んであげてほしいのよ。
え？
I mean, sure, the mom is trying to set her up with him because she approves of him. I would still like that maybe she knows that he has more power, so she wants to take over the power. It makes sense if you have a child and you are like, he has a good character, that is good. He is strong enough to keep her safe and to provide for her. I mean, that seems like a very good option for a husband. Maybe push in that direction. Understandable. Now asking him to show her a good time, have her a relaxing day. He has no clue. He's here for like a couple months, maybe. He doesn't know anything about the city.
これって親公認のデートってことだよな。
陽気さん、お待たせしました。
いつもと違う格好、すごくいい。
陽気さん？
メガネ似合ってるね。
Sure, glasses. Yeah, not the whole dress.
これは変装用です。勇者パーティーの一員だとバレると大変ですから。
Classic Superman disguise. Works every time.
なるほど。有名人は大変だな。
すみません。陽気さんまで付き合わせてしまって。
全然。今日はいい休みになるよう協力するよ。
それじゃ期待しちゃいますね。新作のケーキですよ、陽気さん。見てください。可愛いケーキがいっぱいですね。後でここでお茶しましょう。
うん。
Do we have a plan? Why later? I guess we are not hungry right now. Is there somewhere we go?
綺麗。
Or is it just walking around. I mean, that is fair enough. But I assumed there would be something they would want to check out, like a theater, an inn, performer somewhere.
君の方が綺麗だよ。
Oh, it's a cat. Is it a cat?
可愛いですね。
はい。可愛いです。
陽気さ
It doesn't have such long ears. Why don't you have shoes on?
ん、どうですか。
最高。
今日は陽気さんのおかげで日頃の疲れが飛んでいくようです。
本当？
はい。
よし。
Typically, we need to get an accessory because as a present. Oh, in the opening we saw a little necklace with a little blue stone. That is most likely what we are going to get here. And I'm assuming we are going to meet probably the hero who's going to interfere with the date.
アクセサリーか。入ってみる？
Oh,
お？あれ？セシリア。
yeah, it's a hero. Fuck me. Faster than I thought.
はーい。セシリア。
バカ優が名前呼んだら周りの人にバレるでしょ。勇者様、ミカナさん。
いや、ごめんごめん。セシリアはどうしてここに？僕たちは久しぶりに休みを取って遊びに来てるんだけど、よかったらセシリアも一緒にどう？おいおい、まさか俺のこと見えてない？
すみません、今日は友人がいますので。
友人？君どこかで会ったかな？気のせいじゃないか？まあいいや、彼も一緒に遊ぼうよ。
So the hero is immune to reading the room. Gotcha. I mean, naturally you would try to decline. At least as, you know, Yoki. I would try to spin it in a way that, you know, you didn't want to interrupt their day off. And it's good to, you know, be away from one another. Get a little bit of free time. It's also, you know, we just promised to have today together. We had a plan later that only you can do with 2 people. Something Adventure Gate. Yeah, she wanted to try me. I don't know. Just get him out of here.
このお店に入ると
How about you don't grab her?
ころだったよね。行こう。
まったく、優雅と久々のデートだったのにとんだ災難よ。そこの冴えない顔の一般人。
は？
僧侶とうまくいくといいわね。
え？
そっちもデートだったんでしょ？
少なくとも俺はそのつもり。
せいぜい頑張ってちょうだい。そうすれば優雅も僧侶を諦めてくれるかもしれないから。
おお、案外いいやつなのか？
I mean, good person. She is. I mean, it's just the most optimal solution. If she's gone, she has someone, you know, as a partner, then the hero hopefully loses interest, so he can look into her direction. Makes sense. This is a little bit. What happened here? Boink, 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 boink. We just too fast.
おお、案外いいやつなのか？
ま、あんたの冴えない顔じゃ期待できないけど。
やっぱり性格悪い。
Granted, if you are in love with a person, I can see that maybe they don't see other people, you know, as anything than a dull face.
勇者君はセシリアに結婚を断られたって聞いたけど、まだ気があるってことか？イケメン勇者だからって負けてたまるか。
いいの見つかった？
陽気さん、すみません、置いていってしまって。
せっかくだし何かプレゼントするよ。
でもいいんですか？
いいのいいの、この前のお礼だから。
ではここはお言葉に甘えますね。
いいね、僕もミカルとセシリアに何か選ぶよ。どれにしよっかな。
俺に張り合ってるのか？
お、セシリア、
はい。
これいいかも。
綺麗、すごく素敵です。
セシリア、
What the fuck? You have zero taste.
僕が選んだこの髪飾りはどう？この店で一番高価なんだって。
Value does not represent the how good an accessory is. It has to fit. It has to be, you know, what the person wants. Some people would probably like something a little bit more flashy. Other people would like something a little bit more, you know, less obvious. I mean, this is you get robbed if you have this on your body. Meanwhile, the little necklace, very called descent. Don't believe so, but something small, nice to look at, and not as flashy.
高けりゃいいってもんじゃないだろう。
さあ、僕がつけてあげるよ。っておい、バカ！あれ？
I mean, what? He was displayed as a fucking idiot, which is fine if we just never see him again. You know, there's no reason to see him again after this, I hope.
横にいるのは勇者様よ。イカナ様もいるじゃない。
それと誰だあいつ。
勇者様！優雅のバカ！とりあえずお店を出ましょう。うわっ！
だか。
You do need to remember that he's probably the strongest being here. And he could just have done anything else than just be beat up.
セシリア、早く見つけないと。どっかで見たことあるような気がするな、あのイケメン。
知らない
He's very tall.
のか？元勇者パーティーの剣士であり、今は騎士団長に就任されているレイブン様だよ。
ああ、あの無口な剣士くんか。なんかこっちも困ってるみたいだな。
あっちに勇者様がいるぞ。おい、今のうちに逃げるぞ。ここまで来れば大丈夫だろう。
感謝の言葉はなしか。
じゃあな。今度からは変装して歩けよ。待って。
I was wondering what is going on. Why is he not talking? What? And my instinct was like, is it a girl? Is it a girl that for some reason looks like a guy? The voice is definitely different.
今話しかけたのって。まさかその声が
Maybe just shy, which is also fine. It may be like he's seen as tall, a swordsman, strong, but his voice is, you know, a lot more childish. That is maybe why he doesn't want to
原
talk.
因で話さなかったりするのか？
あ、お前はバカにしないのか？男らしくないだろ。
I mean, you don't. Yeah, sure, but
誰にだって触れられたくないことはあるよ。俺の正体が魔族だってこととか。
お前は変わってるな。笑うやつがほとんどなのに。
I mean, that is that. I don't know how many people really laugh at someone's voice.
笑わないよ。それとも笑ってほしいのか？
いや、
じゃ、俺はこの辺で。
待ってくれ。俺と友達になってくれないか？
え？
いや、迷惑ならいいんだ。声のこと笑わなかったのは母さんといとこくらいだったからつい。
いいよ。
You make it sound like your voice is funny and people can't stop laughing about your voice. I feel like most people wouldn't even care. Would be like, because most people, you are not in their life. So what do I care how someone sounds like if I'm never going to see them again?
俺は陽気。これからよろしくな。
本当か？ありがとう。俺はレイブンだ。こちらこそよろしく。
やばい！あ、こんなことしてる場合じゃない！ごめん！またな！
おう。
セシリア、どこ行ったんだ？
I mean, you can't really find her because she is in full-on disguise, right?
初デートだったのに。
陽気さん、もう帰ってしまったんでしょう。
So I guess she comes across Raven.
痛いよ。お母さん。どうしま
This is also always one of these cliches that happen every time. I have never seen this happen. Ever. I cannot remember. I know I never did. I vividly remember I was walking my dog. You know, the road had, instead of it being a road, it had a bunch of gravel on the ground. And because of the path that we took, there was like a different dog, and my dog and that dog, they didn't like each other. So my dog would just bolt and, you know, try to more or less fight that dog. And me as a small child, I just got dragged along, and through all the gravel, my whole shin, my knees, all, you know, bloody because of all the little scratches through the gravel. And I mean, I didn't cry. I just went and walked the dog went back. And then my mom naturally came, cleaned the wound as best as she could. But I never really had any child, especially young boys, sit there and cry with a wound. I can remember some of them more or less running home crying, but just sitting there crying for mom unless mom is in the vicinity. Never seen this. Never.
したか？まずは痛いの治しましょうね。お母さんが一緒。
Because this would, just from human perspective, this would only happen if something bad happens, you kneel down, cry, and you get help by someone. Otherwise you wouldn't do this because, you know, it doesn't really help you. It doesn't get rid of the damage or summons your mom somehow. Again, never seen this happening
だったのですか？
いなくなっ
out
ちゃう。
other than anime.
大丈夫ですよ。
泣き止むのだ、そこのお子様よ。トン、この冒険者陽気様が草の根分けてでもお前の母親を見つけてやろう。
陽気さん、
はい。
何やってるんですか？あなたは。
いや、これは中二ではなく子供向けの鉄板と言いますか。
Sure.
お兄ちゃん怒られてる。
この子のお母さん探してます。
お母様はいらっしゃいませんか？
なあ、セシリアだけ先に帰った方がいいんじゃないか。あんまり目立つとまた。
大丈夫です。その時はその時です。
I also don't believe that the mom is unable to recognize that her child is gone for that long. We don't, we just take these situations, because it's an anime, it's a story, it's a fantasy. But I never have seen this happen at all. This is just, to have something happen.
この子のお母さんいませんか？
Naturally, she's going to come now.
セシリア、どこだ？
優雅、もう帰りましょう。また正体がバレたら大騒ぎよ。総理もきっと今頃家に帰ってるわ。
またそうやって。僕はミカナと違ってセシリアが心配なんだ。
何よ。
I mean, the big question is, did she ever tell him that she likes him? Would be a good first step.
見つかったよ、ミカナ。ミカナ？
セシリアが倒れた。
そうなのよ。日頃の疲れが重なった上に昨日の騒動で限界を超えたみたいね。
そんな、俺のせいで。
軽い風邪だし、あなたのせいではないわ。
Are you sure? I mean, you prepared that they went, out for the day, and you specifically asked him to get rid of some of that fatigue, which he did not, so...
ただ、勇者君にはちょっと、ね。セシリアを騒動に巻き込んだ挙句、どこから聞きつけたのか、看病したいと押しかけてきたのよ。ソフィアが撃退して、なんとか帰ってもらったわ。ね。
はい。お嬢様の前で騒がれては困りますから。
ソフィアさん、一体何者？
I feel like this is one of those, character Sophia that is going to be as strong as he is.
あなたはセシリアのために頑張ってくれたんですってね。よかったら会ってあげて。
お嬢様、陽気様がお見舞いに。
陽気さん、ちょっと待ってくださいね。まだ開けないでください。
ご安心を。クマのぬいぐるみはしまっておきましたので。
ソフィアさん。
ではどうぞ。
お邪魔します。ここがセシリアの部屋。
陽気さん。こんな格好ですみません。
俺こそごめん。せっかくの休みだったのに。
陽気さんは悪くありませんよ。
いや、セシリアが疲れてるのは知ってたのにさ。あちこち連れ回しちゃったのは俺のミスだ。
じゃあ陽気さんが悪いことにしておきましょう。陽気さんのせいで私の休みが無駄になったんです。 だから次の休みも付き合ってくださいね。
それはつまり次のデートの約束。
How strong is Yuki? Can he fly? Because the next date I would have in another city, away from the hero.
任せておけ。昨日は失敗したが次はそうはいかん。その彩られし眉の中で
By the way, not Shunibyo. Definitely not.
安息をむさぼり、復活の時を夢見ながら二度目のアンギャを期待して待つがいい。大丈夫かセシリア。
大声を出さないでください。お嬢様のお体に触ります。
それじゃお大事にセシリア。
陽気さん、
本日はお越しくださりありがとうございました。
失礼しました。
体調無力。
うるせえ。とんでもない腕力だ。
And we are going to come across the hero again.
レイ
Oh
ブン、
no.
陽気、どうしてここに？
セリアさんに呼ばれてさ。そっちは？ああ、話しにくいならいいけどさ。
いや、相談に乗ってくれるか？
俺でよければ。
実は気になっ
Hmm.
てる人。
First instinct was Sophia. I don't believe so. Probably happiness. Mom? Probably happiness, right?
いるんだ。
But he clearly is going to Sophia's villa or whatever, so it is probably... It could only be Sophia or happiness.
まさかの恋愛相談だった。
この声に自信がないって話をしたよな。
おう。
彼女はバカにするどころか。
I could see both of these mates not making fun of him.
いい声、羨ましいって言ったんだ。
Sounds like happiness. Because she can speak as freely?
いい人じゃないか。
そうなんだ。本当にいい子で。
それで好きになっちゃったわけか。
俺はどうしたらいい？自信がないんだ。俺なんかが。
まるで思春期の中学生のようだ。こんなにイケメンなのに。レイブン、お前は自分のことを分かっていないのか。顔はイケメン背も高い。おまけに世界を救った勇者パーティーの一人だろう。それに声を褒められたんならもはや不安要素なんてないはずだ。お前はすごい。行動を起こせ。お前なら大丈夫だ。自分を信じろ。しまった。また中二モードに。
そうか、そうだよな。ありがとう。おかげで勇気が出た。彼女に告白してみるよ。
Problem is, if it's one of the mates, his chance is pretty low, I feel like.
お、頑張れよ。
じゃあ行ってくる。
そういや、なんでレイブンはここに。まさかレイブンの好きな相手はセシリア。
Again, I don't know how long he has these feelings, so fear or happiness. In the grand scheme, it would make more sense happiness, because then he is with happiness, Pixie is with the mom, Captain is with Cecilia, and the knight. I don't know, the knight maybe with Sophia?